Back when I used to do this on a crew or whatever, we build decks, we were always taught to put about a 1/8 or a 1/16 gap between the boards. And then after they sat out there and dried for a while, the gap would get bigger. I'm told these decking boards are made specifically for decking. Put them together. So I'm putting them together. I guess I'll find out sooner or later, or probably sooner if that's a mistake. But I would think that once these dry out a little bit, they're going to shrink. So there may be a little bit of a gap, and that'll give them room to expand and contract if they do that. Some of these boards will cup, so I'm adding 3 nails on each deal. I'll come back and put 3 on each one of those. So they'll have a tendency to cup. These were already starting to bow, not bow, but to cup upwards. So that'll keep them down flat. And I always use ring shank nails. If you don't use ring shank nails, they'll tend to pull up as time goes. As you walk, and if the boards move as you walk on it or something, it'll cause the nails to pull up. And they'll have to go around nailing the nails back down. So it's better to just use ring shank. Galvanized. There's another reason why I'm not using the nail gun, because the nails I have with the nail gun are not galvanized, and they have glue, but they're not galvanized. I'm running the board on that end up against the wall. This end I'm letting it run wild. When I get through, I'll chalk a line all the way across it, make one long cut, and make it all look neat. Nice and trimmed out and nice and neat. All of these decking boards are different lengths, anywhere from 8 to 8.5, 8 foot 1 inch. So what I like to do is just split it right down the middle. But this particular board is exactly 8 foot, so I'm going to have 2 4-foot pieces. Actually, that's only if I cut right dead on the line. So I'm not going to worry about everything being exact length, but it needs to be at least right at 48 inches. Because when I put it over here, like I said, when I do put it, I'm leaving this side. Those are basically, this framework comes out to 46 inches, which gives me a 2-inch overhang. So once I get it all in there, I'll just chalk a line and cut it. It may be 47.5, it may be 47 3/4. I don't know, but as long as it's straight, that's the only thing that matters really for mine. If I was doing it for somebody else, I'd make sure it was right at 48 inches if that's what they wanted, if that was important. 47 7/8 or 48, it's not that big a deal. But anyway, just leave them wild, then chalk a line, and make one cut, make it even. That's all you need to do. Okay, so I had this much from finishing. So I had to rip a piece on the table saw. And of course, you rip a piece on the table saw, the edges of this decking is rounded off. And instead of pulling out my router with a rounding bit on there, I just put it on the table saw, put it on 45-degree angle, and cut the corners. And I'll take my sander and dress it up, and it should look pretty much the same to match right up. Of course, you want to put a dust mask on, because you don't need to breathe sawdust or anything else. That's probably unhealthy. Looks like a good match to me. Just need to So I ended up with 1.5 inch overhang from the side down here, 1.5 inch overhang. It's 47.5 inches from the wall. I could have gone 47 3/4, 47 7/8, but I'm not gonna worry. It's just I would probably have to do a little bit better job if I was doing this for somebody else and told them it'd be 48 inches, but I didn't miss it by much. Like I say, I don't do this every day. Matter of fact, I haven't done this in a while, but it's gonna be fine. I'll cut it right off along that chalk line. It'll be nice and even. So looking from this direction, probably tell a little bit more about it. Come out nice and straight that way. I certainly don't have a problem with it. I don't think anybody else would either. Okay, it's finished as far as the deck. Actually, I ran out. I had to piece one board in. I think it's fine. It'll be fine whenever I have to remove my air compressor in and out. It'd be easier to roll up that ramp than to pull up a set of steps. Power washer, air compressor. Also have a old Kennedy tool chest from when I was a machinist that I'll be bringing in, putting in there, and it's heavy. It'll be easier to roll up that ramp than try to lift. Alright. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the material. Of course, I think I mentioned I was using the decking boards that are made just specifically for decks. It's the full 1 inch thick treated 1x6, and everything, all the framework for the deck is treated. It's penetrated. I don't know the brand name of the part. I got it from Home Depot. The nails that I was using were 8D ring shank. You always want to use the ring shank. I think I talked about that earlier. Ring shank will keep the nails from popping up over time. The framework I did with 8D. They're 8D for the decking and 12D for the framework. And the only thing I have left to do on this little portable building is, I call it a shed. Most people can tell me it's a portable building, which it is. I made it portable for a reason. The only thing I have left now is to wire it and maybe put some pegboard on the inside, and I'll be done. The purpose that I built this little building was because I've had items and I've been paying for storage for the last 6 years, and I'm tired of that. So I wanted to have a place to store it. So I built this. But I also have a need for other things. I wanted to have a place to store some of my tools that I use regularly. And this portable building, or the shed, is going to be right here next to where I can park, as opposed to my other little shed that's in the back. I can't drive my vehicles back there. Things are in the way. So I put this one here where it's accessible to my vehicles, and I can work on the vehicles, keep my tools inside here, and be right where I need them, next to the boat shed or whatever. If I need to move it, I made it where it's just 6 foot wide, and it'll just fit on top of my trailer. I can winch it up into the trailer, move it, put it anywhere I need it. If I need to do that. Hopefully I won't ever have to do that, but if I do, I can do it. So, that's pretty much it for this segment.